Hello and welcome to Charlotte's local news channel, the Panthers past, present, and future. Since Tuesday's police shooting of an African American man in Charlotte, protesters have been gathering nightly downtown to demand racial equality. The protests started off more violent, but things have been calming down. Many people protesting have different opinions about racism, inequality, and how African Americans are treated by society in general. The ultimate goal of many of the protesters is for everyone to be treated equally. Jessica Patchett, a minister at Covenant Presbyterian Church, has been involved with some of the protests, and I asked her a few questions about her experiences. Here's what she had to say. What are you doing to help your community?
Well, this week I've been listening to a lot of people. There are a lot of people in my community who are hurting. Some people are hurting because they saw a video of a neighbor die and they are really concerned about that neighbor's family. Some of them are hurting because they've seen a lot of people die in interactions with the police and they're really concerned about that. Other people are hurting because they're police officers and they've been standing in front of protesters who've been yelling and angry and upset, and they've had to listen to all that. And other people are hurting because they just see their city in a lot of conflict, and that's hard. So I've been doing a lot of listening to people in my community.
How does this affect you?
How does this affect me? Well, I know a lot of people, like I said, who are hurting, and they're not just hurting this week. They have been worried about issues like this in the past, and even after all of our protests stop here in Charlotte, they'll be worried about what happens when police and African Americans meet in really tense situations, and if they're going to come out of all that okay. And so I really hope that I can be a good neighbor to people and help them calmly talk to each other and work towards some solutions to make these things better. Because a lot of my friends are African Americans. My brother-in-law is a police officer. I care about all of them, and I want to make sure that we can all work together to make it better.
Why were you inspired to go?
Well, I live near Uptown Charlotte, and I work near Uptown Charlotte, and so I walk in Uptown Charlotte every day. And it's my home, and so I wanted to go up there and be with my neighbors and listen to them, make sure that I could do my part to keep them safe and saying what they needed to say in a safe way. And I also went up to help people understand that Christians, people of faith, care about them. I'm a Christian minister, and I think Jesus wants to be with people, and Jesus wants Christian people to be with people who are hurting and listen to them and take care of them. And so that's part of why I went up there as a person of faith.
What happened when you were there?
Well, let's see, lots of things. I saw people praying. I saw people singing songs. I saw people writing in chalk on the ground some of their fears and hopes. And I saw people talking to each other and trying to figure out between them what was the best way to respond. Some people said, the only way to protest is to be peaceful. Some people said, you know what, when I need to protest, I have to break things and throw things in order to get my voice heard. And I heard them talking to each other about that and trying to figure out, what's the best way to go about things. I saw police officers and National Guardsmen and women standing along our streets, and some of them were scared too. Others of them were very calm and helpful. And I saw a lot of people walking together in big groups, chanting. A lot of them chanted things like "No justice, no peace." And in those groups, there were people who were people of color, African Americans. There were Latinos. There were people who were white. There were people who were Asian, young, old, some families. There were a lot of people.
What was the mood when you were there?
What was the mood? It was different in different parts of the city and on different nights. In some parts of the city, when there were big groups of people together and they were near groups of police officers in riot gear, the mood was really tense. People were afraid. Is there going to be a conflict? Is there going to be violence? Sometimes the mood was really sad. There was a protester who was shot and killed one night. And so there were people who were really sad about that and mourning that. Sometimes the mood was really joyful, actually. There were choirs who were singing worship songs, and they were loud and they were exciting and they were hopeful. And so the mood was really energizing and hopeful. So it was different in different places.
Thank you for taking time out of your day to talk to me.
Well, thank you for such great questions. I'm so excited about your project, and I'm really grateful you're doing it.
Thank you, Jessica, for sharing your experiences with us. Wishing everyone in Charlotte the best. This is Hope Holloway signing off. Go Panthers!